Welcome to another episode with Flossy Rocks, me, and Siren, the Step Van, my tiny home on wheels, and we invite you. Join me for an underwater adventure that ends in wild foraging and sustainable van life cooking. I'm going to cook this fish that I caught up for dinner. I'm really excited to share with you a few of these behind the scenes from my documentary. The documentary took so much effort and it was such an exciting thing to have my own premiere and to sell out an entire little theatre. I am doing a live event and you are all invited. I don't know if all of you or any of you are on Vancouver Island or in BC or even in Canada, but I'm going to invite you anyway. I am going to do a live event and a live stream event.
Submissions from the public, and every year we watch them, and this is going to be a mixed bag of water. And so we thought we'll put together this little program of films about the state of sea. So all this fell into place really well, and we're very happy to have so many
event is on the 9th of September in Victoria, BC, Vancouver Island. So if you can come, I would love to see you there. It is called A Beginner's Guide to Underwater Filmmaking, which is very exciting.
Yeah, from June 8th to June 8th. We had no idea what would happen over the course of the year. We just were like, we'll film, we'll see what happens. I've been only swimming with the seals for a short period of time, so they were very gracious to let me follow them around with the camera. And myself and Anne also do a lot of underwater photography, so it was a natural thing to work together.
The scene in the film is all the news clips of all the terrible things going on in the world, and then you have the submersion in the water where you can just move all that behind it. I hope that inspires more people to snorkel or scuba dive.
You are all invited to come to watch my film, The Fellowship of the Sea. I haven't screened it in a while, so it is amazing to get a live screening of my film.
I wasn't thinking about what was in the water, I just wanted to be in the water. And there's this sort of liminal space along the surface of the water, and as a swimmer, we're kind of not, because we can't get down into the ocean like Flossy can with her long fins and her weights. But we're sort of suspended in between these two places. And it's not until you get into the ocean and you open up your eyes and look around that you understand what is around you. And just going to, like, we're surrounded by the ocean, but you never see what's under there until you get into it.
Yeah, Kellen, she's got a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I heard.
There we go.
It is waterproof on one side.
It's gonna be great, this kelp. Yeah, hello. You a good boy? It's like, can I eat the mic?
Walter, sit, buddy. Sit.
Oh, you're so good.
Sit, please. Sit.
Yeah.
Sit. Sit. Look.
Good.
Oh, sit. Look.
Good.
Good boy.
Oh, you're such a good guy.
I've dove hundreds of times for many years, and still at the shore putting on my wetsuit, I feel a little nervous. My heartbeat hammering nails of excitement through my chest, so loud I think you could hear it. The seashore has a smell that invites me in, fresh, salty and alive. The ocean visibility isn't bad today.
Are you excited?
And the intertidal area is dotted with kelp forests that tug at my curiosity. I want you to feel and experience this ocean foraging adventure with me, as today I'm taking my pole spear too. We float like uncoordinated seals splashing at the surface, the elegant fronds of bull kelp putting us to shame as they host huge schools of little silver fish, dancing and flashing all silvery. I'm in awe instantly. The flash, the turn, the dive as smoothly as an underwater fish ballet could. Startling the gulls from an offshore rock, now exposed more at low tide. I haul my wetsuited seal body out of the water. Amongst the acorn barnacles, I'm very grateful that I have a Kevlar ass right now. I'm perched among the seaweeds, and I'm currently learning the names of them all, as I think the more you can identify it is what it is nature that surrounds you, the more you'll care about its protection and its survival. Even if you're sustainably harvesting some of it for food. I only gather enough mussels for my dinner tonight. I don't need more. Tonight I'm not hosting anyone, it's just myself. I sink down to a ledge covered in beautiful algae and corallines, the ocean's mosses, my eyes getting accustomed to my surroundings to spot a camouflaged fish lurking amongst the sea urchins. I spot a bright yellow nudibranch from the surface, even though I'm momentarily distracted by the giant gumboot chiton on my way down to look at it closer. I want to show the process it takes to get a good shot of an underwater creature in the surge, the roll, and the movement of water. Off screen, I hold onto a rock to keep me steady. Sometimes in post, I smooth all of these shots out, but I can't get too close or the camera won't focus on the nudibranch. I prop around the other side for a better view of the nudibranch's butt tufts, but I'm running out of air. Up, down again, up, down again. I can't think but how special it is to be able to dive and be underwater in such an interesting environment. Green and purple sea urchins, anemones dotting the rocks around me. Here, both urchins and sea slugs grow decently large, bigger than my hands, a full palm. The bigger the better when harvesting and foraging these sea urchins, usually for the food that is inside. I'm grateful that I have an underwater torch, as it brings back the true colours of things that lose their perceived colour in the underwater light. I harvest through a forest ceiling of kelp fronds, their long leaves glowing golden with the surface light reflecting through them. We're lucky to have had so many varieties of edible seaweeds and kelps on our shores that I'm now learning to forage and harvest, and I'll talk more about seaweed harvesting in an upcoming video. I'll always feel like I'm flying as I glide between their long, leggy stipes, making sure not to catch on any and dislodge their holdfasts from the ocean floor. So far, I haven't caught any fish yet. I've been distracted by how beautiful it is down here, but it's getting late, and I've been in the ocean for over an hour now. I know my body is getting tired, which means I'll not be able to dive as deep. At the beginning, I go down to about 40 feet. The longer I'm in, the less of a breath hold I have. Trying to hunt and film while holding a camera on the other hand while securing the fish is also not a mean feat that I've mastered. I'm going to have to dive more with a head mount while I'm spearfishing, so that I get better and steadier shots for you all. I'm grateful, so grateful for the ocean's bounty and for the dinner that I have foraged tonight. Wild food is something truly special. Thanks, ocean, for feeding me. Thanks to this fish. Thanks to you for coming with me to experience the ocean through my eyes and a little adventure and relaxation. And now we have dinner for tonight. I have 2 kelp greenlings, and as I exit the water through stunningly flashy schools of herring or anchovies, sometimes I wonder why I wear through my wetsuit booties. Well, note to self, Flossy, these rocks are why. Even stepping over gooseneck barnacle patches on the way up.
It was beautiful. Yeah, so nice. I heard them barking underwater at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came straight past, but they kept on going to where you were.
Yeah, I saw one came and checked.
Well, here we are, out of the ocean. It is beautiful. I had a really, really lovely dive. I swam all the way out to that island over there, and I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but the current in this gap here now, as the tide is coming in, is absolutely ripping in. The way the water flows when the tide comes in and the tide comes out around Vancouver Island is really interesting. It sort of comes in up and down the island, so along the island when the tide is coming in you get really strong currents in one direction. Strong currents mean more life, more creatures, and more marine and ocean life to see. I had a really great dive. There's a beautiful big kelp forest all along here, which means lots of intertidal life. My average dive is 20 to 30 feet. I do dive deeper than that occasionally, and I'm really appreciating having a dive watch now so that I can say, yeah, I dove this dive. This was the deepest I went today. This is how long I dive, and give a really good indication of my fitness level, how tired I am, what I'm capable of, and keeping a record of that. I'm putting all the data on my phone and keeping track. Anyway, I went out with my pole spear for the first time this season. I'm gonna have to change my filming setup and get a head mounted camera, and I think I will put the 360 camera up here when I am diving with the pole spear, because I think that will make it easier to forget about filming and really just focus on the fish I'm catching and holding my breath and remaining calm. Pole spearfishing is technically a little harder, and the reasons are the rubber bands. You only have one of them. On a spear gun you can have two. The rubber bands are often not as heavy because you're holding it with your hand, so the palm of your hand is what's pulling the band forward, and if your grip isn't that strong, and it's only as strong as you can with the glove, whereas in a gun you can pull both hands, reload it, and then hold it, so you're not actually expending any energy holding the loaded tension, whereas on a pole spear you are. And then the third thing is that the distance, the firing distance. A pole spear's firing distance is a lot shorter. I'm really enjoying doing spearfishing with a pole spear. I think it was a really good stepping stone for me to use before I start getting into anything bigger or with more firepower. Starting with the pole spear has been a really good introduction to undersea fishing, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Today I caught kelp greenling, and I harvested some mussels off the point of that island over there where there's lots of current, and picked up a couple of sea urchin. I met some really sweet humans down here, a couple guys and their partners, and a cute puppy, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to go on some dive missions again in the future. It's really nice to go out with people, and for me, I don't necessarily go the same direction. I knew that they were after lingcod, and I know my firepower of my pole spear isn't strong enough to actually penetrate the really hard heads that lingcod have, and I don't want to do any damage to a creature that I don't then take out of the water and take home. There is no point in me trying to shoot a lingcod, injuring it, and then leaving it to die. These creatures live so long. And that's the other thing. In a popular diving spot, and I mean Vancouver Island, all of the coast is popular, there is so many freedivers doing spearfishing now. The sport has really blown up, and not only do we have the boats out here fishing, but we also have people out here spearfishing. So it puts a lot of pressure on the marine animals and marine creatures, so I don't want to spear for lingcod with a device that I know isn't capable of doing it. When I upgrade to a pole spear, I will, but I'm going to try then to go to places that I know are less popular and more remote or hard to get to, or I have to take a 40-minute hike to get to a place, because places like this, a fish that lives for 40 years has been around for many seasons, and every year there are more and more spearfishing people out here. So I feel grateful for the harvest I have, and for a fish that is in abundance here, and for the creatures that I am taking home with me to eat for dinner. We are going to cook the fish in the fry pan. We are going to cook mussels and the rest of this New Zealand Sauv Blanc. Probably putting on some delicious seasoning on top, especially this. And cook me in a cocktail. Yum. Woo! That's amazing. Oh yeah! So, we have a kelp greenling and some mussels. And I got 6 mussels. And the kelp greenling is something that I feel confident shooting with the pole spear because there are no size restrictions. It is a very prolific fish. Oh, here we go. Oh, that smells good. It's boiling the alcohol off. I can smell it. Yum. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nothing better than cocktail you made yourself, food you caught and harvested and cooked yourself, for that sense of satisfaction. And then beautiful toppings gifted to me by you guys. Hungry, happy. You hear the rain on the roof. Yum. Put a little chili oil in there. Yum. Oh yeah. I love eating with my hands. It's messy and delightful and wonderful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up and click the notification bell. If you have noticed that you haven't been seeing my videos, notification bells will tell you when I post a new video. I also want to say a huge, big thank you to my Patreon. I really hope you enjoy this video. The underwater life, the sea creatures, the sea anemones, the nudibranch, the kelp forests, which I think are just gorgeous. You can also join my Patreon, where I post more behind the scenes videos, longer underwater videos, and the occasional tarot reading. If you're interested in a tarot reading, if you go to my website, flossyrocks.ca, I have those tarot readings available for sale. They're really cheap, and you should get one. They're very sweet, and it gives me so much joy to speak directly to you and send you a personal video recording of your tarot reading from me, from my heart. Thanks to nature for being amazing yet again, for the rain for holding off and the wind for not being as forecasted. It is a lovely day today. I'm gonna put my shoes and socks on and head back to the van, and later on I'm going to cook this fish that I caught up for dinner. Yay! Bye!